This is a more casual update which I don't usually do. It will both be an informational video as well as a channel update. First, let's go through the facts. So there was an update today. You can now trade 5 covert skins for a knife. If any of you checked your inventory, you may have realized that your knives and gloves have crashed in value. At the time of writing, the losses are hovering about 60 to 70% for most of these items. CS Floats put out a quick calculation. The situation may not be as bad as originally predicted. There are about 5.5 million knives and gloves in total. If every single item were to be traded up, the number of knives and gloves would double. Whilst bad, it's not doomsday. Obviously, some collections are worth more than others. Any weapon skin from the Breakout collection, which is basically a guaranteed butterfly knife, will increase. Subsequently, knives and gloves in these type of collections will decrease. In fact, the bigger the disparity between a covert item and a gold item within a collection prior to the update, the bigger the rise and drop will be. So, as a result of this, who wins and who loses? Here comes the unfortunate news. The average player, whose inventory usually is made up of a knife, a pair of gloves, and one skin for the most used weapons, loses out. On the inverse, the hoarders which have been buying covert factory new weapon skins en masse are the biggest winners. People who have been participating in the pump and dumps now have a huge exit opportunity. In fact, the cynical view is that maybe someone knew this update may be coming in advance. I have no evidence for this, but the pumps and capital injection started a couple months ago, which is awfully close to this update. Some are rejoicing in that they can buy some of the higher end skins at a less absurd price now, which is true, and I too am quite happy for these people. However, I am not sure what this type of volatility will do in the long term. There is a large probability that everything will be fine, but again, there is always a more cynical view. Now, I don't usually do this, but I want to offer my personal take. I am early in my professional career and had allocated about 25% of my savings to Counter-Strike skins. It was a large percentage, but not a large absolute amount of money. Today I had lost about 40%, which is quite significant. I've always understood Counter-Strike skins as an alternative investment. Similar to crypto and gold, in your investment portfolio, alternative investments do have a space, as they are typically less than perfectly correlated to other assets such as stocks. So what am I trying to say? Buying alternative investments is not necessarily a bad idea. I know some who had collected watches and classic cars that have made a large profit throughout the past decade. However, there should be a portion of your portfolio where even a wipeout will not affect you. Adding to this, unlike other markets, there is a centralized power that can come in and wreck the entire market forever with Counter-Strike skins. That is Valve. No entity can make the perfect decision all the time every time. And to have this much power over the market is a very real risk which has been displayed today. Personally, I did not panic sell today, nor will I be selling. However, I think my allocation to skins were too significant as a percentage of my investment portfolio. With my new savings, I will be allocating elsewhere, and as such, the percentage of my investment portfolio in Counter-Strike will reduce over time. Now onto the channel update. I've committed about 2,000 to 3,000 hours to this channel over the past 2 years. I've made about 3,000 Australian dollars inclusive of sponsorship deals that I've had. This amounts to about $1 per hour, which is quite sad. I haven't taken a sponsorship offer since April, as most of these offers I have received are quite unfair to my audience. Some of them offer good money, but I had refused them so far, especially the ones that are related to chance-based websites. I have also been open to donations, and I thank those who do contribute. Unfortunately, I have received about $200 in donations in total so far. It does come to a point where I think I need to monetize. Passion alone probably won't get me much further. I work both a day job in the investment industry and help out as an associate at the university where I did my masters in finance, so I am quite busy to say the least. I've come up with a relatively unique way of making money. I want to offer my audience a chance to advertise themselves or simply show a message to others. I will start a Patreon soon. Subscribers will be able to send a message to which I will cycle through during my video at the bottom of the video. Sort of like real news channels. I've not worked out the details yet, but advertising illicit links will not be allowed. I am still open to donations. Have a good day and hope you are doing well financially. See you on Sunday.